today has been a cloudy, overcast, 50-degree day, but where's Rich? I got my furnace running. I know he's been working diligently on his furnace. We'll have to find out how he made out, if it started up this morning for him. I finally got my boiler cleaned and got that burner running tonight. So one more job down. A couple other big ones to do yet, but that was my entire day. Uneventful. So, let's see. Bruce, WL7B. Go ahead, Bruce, on 2XSG.
Yeah, very good evening, gentlemen. That sounds good. Got your boiler running, cleaned out. I got to do mine. In fact, maybe I'll take later on. I'll go down there. I don't remember what nozzle's in that thing. I'll have to take it apart and put it back together again and see what number's in there. I don't remember. Half gallon or something. I don't know. Well, it was a couple years since I've done it, so I don't run my furnace all summer long. So I clean it every other year because it's not on. It's only on for a couple months, and I want to get that squared away. It's supposed to get cold tonight, so beautiful day today. And went over and voted, walked over, and I voted at the school, so I'm all set. Just trying to, I got it. Just trying to fix, I found my old Coast Guard lighter. I don't smoke anymore, but it has the Coast Guard ship that I was on. And it looks like it needs a flint. But it was stuck together. I don't know why, but yeah, it was just, probably haven't looked at it for 40 years, so that's probably why it was stuck. Yep, so I don't know who gets it. I didn't write nothing down here, so whoever's net control, pick it up. WL7B, beautiful Bristol, Connecticut.
All right, yeah, it's warm out here, huh? Got on the bicycle. Took a look at things. This is K1QAR, net control. Let's see if we got anybody on, but just before I do that, I'm just going to give a call out there for either K4VSV Bill. I don't know if you're done with dinner yet there. You there, Bill? Over? Nothing heard. Any relays?
Nothing heard yet.
How about VA3Z Whiskey? Jim, you around? Over. Nothing heard. You got a relay?
Nope, nothing heard.
Yeah, I should hear. The noise went away finally. It kind of faded as it went up. Did a zigzag. Anyway, anybody else want to join the net here? This is K1QAR, nut control, standing by. Go ahead. Any relays? Nothing heard. RJO, time for another session. Go ahead.
Hey, John, W2RJO, and the short and sweet net. This is W2LB. Good evening. I just put the headphones on, and so I don't know who all's in here, but good conditions today. It looks like I talked with Ted and a few other stations earlier, and everybody was coming in just super. I'm assuming as the hours progress here, the propagation might even be better yet. We got about 50 degrees out now. This morning it was a balmy 58 degrees. I went for a 1.25 mile walk, and after I finished up, the wind picked up and the temperature started plummeting. So it over the day it dropped almost 10 degrees. So and tonight we're expecting temperatures to dip down into the 30s. So there we go. All right. Whoever's next, if they know, go ahead. Otherwise, back up to net control, W2LB.
JEB, Jim.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was after Larry. Okay, very good. Oh, my goodness, I don't have a whole lot else going on. The one was working on his furnace there. I did that a couple of weeks ago, had that thing all tore apart. It'd been 10 years since I'd cleaned it out. Oh, my word, what a mess. The squirrel cage in it was just like one big fur ball. So I spent a couple of days cleaning that and then putting it all back together. So with that, we'll go ahead and turn it back over to N2 SSG, Lou, N2 JEB.
N2 JEB, N2 SSG. Thanks, Jim. John, by the way, thank you for that YouTube video the other night. That was cool. Very cool. And Bruce, I did a lot of study and little research on I have a 5-section Welland McLean boiler with it's oil fired, obviously, and I realized after all these years of servicing it, I kind of had the wrong nozzle in it. When I did I found a really nifty chart on the combustion size and then what angle the nozzle should be at. I was always running like a 0.60, or it's a 6.5. It's a 0.65 gallons per hour, but I ran a 60-degree nozzle, and actually an 80-degree nozzle worked really well. So that's what I did today, was put the 80 back in it again, and it's just a beautiful flame. About 125 pounds on the pressure, and it misses the target like by about 2 or 3 inches, which is what it's supposed to do, come short on the target in the back wall. But anyways, let me see what else is going on. Larry, welcome back from supper, and I will keep it moving to WL7B. Mr. Bruce, go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Well, it's the time of year for the boiler. We'll take a walk downstairs, see what's going on with that. And, my SWR is good. That's good. Not much else here. I packed up a bunch of gear today and got 2 more bins filled, so that's good. And I lost a little rubber foot somewhere on the floor. I've been busy looking for that. So it went into the abyss somewhere, so I don't know. Hopefully I find it, because I need 4 of them, not 3 of them. Oh well, that's it. I'll be hanging out here reading the mail, gentlemen. K1QAR, WL7B, back to net control.
All right, Bruce. Yeah, boilers. Yeah, when it was the heat of the summer, we had a blower that was really out of whack. I don't know if the bearings were shot or whether it was just had dirt in the squirrel cage. We had to change that out. $1,200. You can buy the unit for $500 on eBay, and this guy charges $900. But the gas goes into the same unit, and it's one unit. You can't buy, you can't take it apart and change out or clean the squirrel cage. Nuh-uh. Gotta, write a check for $1,200. Wheel McLean. Wheel McLean gas fire. But it's nice and quiet now. It was running like about 70, 80 dB in the living room. The thing was shaking like a leaf. Not something you wanted to wait for it to crap out when it was zero out. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody else who wants to join the fun here on the Short and Sweet Net. This is K1QAR. Come on in now.
W4 America United Victor W4AUV and K10F.
All right, I got W4AUV. And you can correct me when it's your turn. And Rich, nice of you to stop by. Anybody else?
You also had GGL call in.
Let me get. Let's see. Kilo 1 Romeo. What was it?
Kilo 1 India Delta 1 RID.
Nice of you to stop by. And Lou, who else was there?
GGL.
Kilo Delta Lima, is that right? I'm getting a full list here. Anybody else? All right, AUV, W4AUV. You get it instant service. Well, not quite instant, but go ahead.
All right, K1QAR and the group W4AUV. And you, sir, are peaking 20 over S9 here into Raleigh, North Carolina. Name is Dale. I spell Delta Alpha Lima Echo. We're running the full legal limit here, the 100 watts, and the antenna is a ground plane antenna with the feed point elevated about 25 feet above ground, with the radials and all of that, and the vertical wire goes up to almost 70 feet. So that's the lash up here. K1QAR in the group, W4AUV.
All right, Rich, it's yours.
Okay, Ted, thank you much. Dale, a very good evening to you. My name is Rich, K1 Oscar Fox. I'm in Connecticut. I have fond memories of Raleigh. Used to go to a place called the Rathskeller. Well, actually Chapel Hill, not in Raleigh proper, but in Chapel Hill. But that was a lifetime or two ago. That was a long time ago. I know the restaurant's not there anymore. That was college days. Good evening to everyone else. I just tuned in late, so I don't know who all is there. I did hear Bruce. I pulled in when Bruce was making his comment about the rubber feet running away. Well, Bruce, don't be surprised. Anything I drop on the floor, no matter what it is, it runs away. Whatever it is, if it's a washer or screw, rubber feet, they head and hide under things. So I know the experience. Back up to you, Ted. K10F.
All right, it goes to K1RID next. Go ahead.
This is K1RID. My name is Ed, Echo Delta, and I'm up in Kittery, Maine. And it's gotten breezy and getting a lot colder. I'm not sure. This is the signal report. I'm running 5 watts to a doublet up 60 feet up in the trees. So, I'm not sure how anybody's copying me, so I'll send it back to net control. This is K1RID.
Well, you're between an 8 and a 9. You're doing a heck of a job. Those must be imperial watts there, Ed. And we have KDL. KDL, go ahead.
That was WB1GGL. Done.
Yeah, Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf Lima, yeah. I don't know, what's the topic tonight? Oil burners?
I know, it's warm, huh? Anyway, your turn, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know what the topic was there. Yeah, the weather here is not bad. It's Oh, 49 out there right now, and this morning it was around 50 degrees there. But the wind's picking up, and it's starting to cool down a little bit. So I don't know what's going on there as far as the weather goes there, but I guess it's raining. It's been raining on and off all day. And I just got home myself there a few minutes ago. Turned on the rig, and you guys are here. So back over to whoever gets it there. I guess turn it over to net controller there, Ted. K1QAR WB1GGL.
All right. Yeah. Net control. Now, you're the tail gunner at the moment, but we'll just see if there's anyone else wanting to check in before we go to the top. Come on in now.
Number 2, Mike Sierra.
All right, Mike. Anybody else? All right, Mike, you get instant service.
K1QAR and the group. 5 Sierra. And Ohio, Bernardo, Jersey. Northern of the Jersey Shore here. Running 20 watts and a Geico 90, which are used on portable operating during the summer. Looking, it's on a couple of projects here. It is the latest project is a whisper beacon for 10 meters that I got from this guy in Malta, and I am checking it out. Anyway, back to net. K1QAR, November 2, Mike Sierra.
All right, Mike. Let's see if we got any more people who want to be the tail gunner here. Come on in. Nothing heard. Relays? Oh, at last we go back to the top of the list. Jeez. W2RJO. John, it's yours. Come on in.
Okay, very good, John. W2RJO in the short and sweet net, W2LB. Larry out in Farmington, New York, about 20 miles southeast of Rochester, using 60-meter dipole up at 45 feet. And I agree, the QRP stations there. Ed, you were wandering between an S8 and an S9. I have about an S6 noise floor, so you're well above it. And Mike, you were a solid S9 all the time. So really doing good with the QRP stations there. I have 100 watts here, and I'm using a a battery that is charged from solar panels. So I'm running off of solar power. Yeah, my furnace is a methane type gas furnace, so don't have to haul anything. It's piped into the house and just have to pay the bill every month, which is going to skyrocket as soon as we start getting these colder temperatures here. We just turned the furnace on about a week ago, so it hasn't been on very long, but it takes a chill off the house for sure. Okay, and John, you might comment what kind of beverages you have there. How long are they, and what directions? It sounds like you got a couple different ones. I tried out a beverage on the ground with varying degrees of success. Mainly failure. I had a lot of noise, and it didn't improve the signal-to-noise ratio at all. Okay, next up is N2JEB. Jim, over to you, W2LB.
Oh, thank you there, Larry. W2LB, N2JEB. Well, my goodness there, yeah, it's like we tried out that loop. It had more noise through the loop on the ground than I did receiving anything, so that was strange to me. It seems like being on the ground, it would reduce the noise, but it sure didn't. Well, I'm going to make this my 73 rounds, and get back to my existing project here and see if I can get it done. So with that, we'll turn it over to N2SXG, N2JB, 73's all.
N2XSG. Thank you, Jim. And 73 to you. Have a nice evening. Okay, good afternoon to Rich, Ed, Don, and Mike. Mike, you got a 557 here for me, but 100% copy. And Ed, you're almost between 5.8 and 5.9. Amazing. Doing a really good job this station. And let's see, Don's a 59 plus 10 here. Let me see. While you guys were talking earlier, Ted, I changed over that vertical, my high tower vertical, and everybody's signal's about 5 to 6 S units down, which tells you that's why it doesn't load very good. But that antenna is about 300 feet from the house, too, on 7/8 hard line. So I don't think there's any hope for that working on 60 meters, not without changing everything else. And it works perfectly on the bands it's designed for. So anyways, I will keep it rolling over to Mr. Bruce, WL7B and 2XSG.
Yeah, okay, very good. Oh my God, I found an old microphone underneath my bench here during this endeavor, and for the interest of everybody on frequency, I found a little rubber foot, so we can finish that project tonight. But it's one of these. Oh God, it's a mic holder that has that black elastic. I don't know what you'd call it. I guess it's not really tubing, but it holds the mic. It's like a shock mount, and it came apart. And boy, I'll tell you, it's not the easiest thing to put back together. I'm sitting here looking at it. No sooner I get one of the little clips in, and two of the other ones let go. So I'm going to fiddle here for a while, but at least I found the rubber foot. I can finish my antenna switch project tonight. That's good. I'll go downstairs on the drill press and drill a few holes, and that'll be one more thing done. So that makes me happy. Gentlemen, I'm going to say 73s all the way. I guess, is this the 73 round? I don't know. K1QAR, WL7B, if it is, 73s.
Well, it depends. We might get one more for those that are stubborn. Anyway, it goes to Dale. W4AUV out there in Raleigh. If you're still copying, go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, all right. Yes, I am. I'm hearing actually all of you very, very well. The worst signal I heard was only an F9, so that's very good. Next way, I'll just give me the dinner call, so I'm going to make this my 73, whatever that 73 thing is, round, I guess. All right, I just kind of got serious about 60 meters here and put this antenna up, so we're going to make a presence here on 60 meters. All right, I don't know who else to turn it back to except I think it's Sid. So good evening, everybody. I'm hearing every single one of you very well. Very good copy. All right, K1QAR, W4AUV 73, everybody.
All right, Dale. And before you go, back in the day when I was a kid and my daddy had his airplane, we landed at Raleigh-Durham Airport, and the engine kind of stopped after it was on the runway there, and the old man used to fly in Alaska, so he just kind of coasted over to the side of the runway and handed me a screwdriver and had to lift the hood of the Beach Bonanza and get into the starter motor there and move it a little bit because there was a bad section on the commutator, and then then he could crank it, get the motor started again, and resume taxiing. And meanwhile, this is a long time ago, before Raleigh-Durham was a big terminal. Meanwhile, the tower was just landing and taking off, all the planes just going right by us. That's North Carolina. That's my memory. Anyway, Rich, it's over to you. K10F, do it in.
Okay, fine on your flight experience at Raleigh-Durham. Well, I flew in there commercially, though, and I didn't see anybody out with a screwdriver. Only problem with that, Ted, is what happens if you conk out in midair and you want to restart. It's a little trickier to get out there, isn't it? And move it. Of course, I've had cars that had the same problem with starter motors. Anyway, that's funny. Dale, 73s to you. Good evening to Ed up in Maine for 5 watts. You're doing really well here into southern New England. I'm in Westport, Connecticut, just about as close to W2 land as you can get without being there. So what is the rig? What in the world does the 5 watts so well? And Mike, good to hear you again, of course. Your 20 watts is good. And good evening to you, Don. Wonder where you're located, Don. You've made a few transmissions, and I detect a very Rhode Island-ish kind of accent. So I wonder where in New England you are. Anyway, with that, over to you, Ed. K1RID in Kittery, Maine. K1 Oscar Fox.
Roger. This is K1RID. Thank you, everybody, for the kudos, compliments, whatever, and the signal reports. I appreciate it. I'm running my XT818, and even though it's supposed to be putting out 6 watts, it's really putting out 5. And I put this wire up. I think it's more the antenna than it is the rig. This weekend I put up 2 235-foot lengths of wire, and I ham donated some really nice old ladder lines, and we put together a dual line tuner. It sits on a little pine board here, and I've been having a lot of fun with it on CW. This is my first time with this antenna with a mic in my hand. So, and just calling back to the heat discussion, we heat with a pellet stove here, so it heats you twice, once carrying the bag and once when you're sitting in front of it. So, I'm not exactly sure who it's supposed to go to, but I appreciate all the comments, and I'll send it back to Net Control. This is K1RID.
All right, Ed. Still pounding in there. Those Imperial watts are doing the job. GGL, Don, it's yours.
Okay, Ted. K1QAR, WB1GGL, back on the furnaces there. Yeah, I used to heat with coal there for a while. I had an automatic stoker that I put in years ago. But coal was pretty dirty, burning the stuff there. They used to burn about 13 tons a year of coal there to heat the house. It's an old house, 14 rooms, and 3 stories. Only thing on the 3rd story is my bedroom, but other than that, I got gas heat up there now. But the rest of the house is heated with radiators. Like I said, it's an old house there. It's steam heat. I thought of converting it over to baseboard hot water, but a friend of mine did a lot of heating and stuff and installing furnaces, and he had a house about the size of mine. And he converted, ripped the steam out and put baseboard in, and once he did that, he said he couldn't get the house over 70 degrees and stuff, unless you was running something with superheated hot water, he said, so, and that's expensive to go that way. So I've stuck with the steam, and I don't know, the way the state's cracking down on burning oil and all this other stuff, I don't know what we're going to do if they say we can't burn fossil fuels anymore. I did have a wood pellet burner there for a while out in the garage, and it worked pretty good there. That was back in the 70s. He used to heat the garage real good, but it was kind of dusty. That's the only thing I found with that stuff. But other than that, can't beat the steam heat. I don't care if it's 25 or 30 below zero. You can crank a thermostat up and drive you right out of the house there. But a lot of the old houses up here, that's what they've got in them, is steam heat. Even some of the old buildings downtown, it's still steam heat there. You can push it quite a ways there and get some pretty good heat out of it and stuff. And as far as burning oil, I'm firing at a gallon. I got a peerless boiler. They only firing at a gallon and a half an hour. The boiler I had in there before, oil fired, was a pretty good sized boiler, but it died and it didn't last very long. It was firing about 2 1/4 gallons an hour. But it died here about 10 years ago. I replaced it with a peerless, and so far it's got a pretty good boiler and stuff, so I can't really complain. And I live in Gardner, Maine here, because one of the guys asked where I live there, about 6 miles south of the capital of Augusta, so that's it. I don't know who it goes to there, because I didn't write it down, so back over to net control there, Ted there. K1QAR, WB1GGL.
All right, down there, coming in nice. Oh, by the way, do they still have that tank parked over by the Augusta Airport break?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, that's been there a long time. Yeah, they got one there. They got one over to the post 2 there. They got one out on the front lawn they gave them. But trouble is, the city taxed them on it, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, the way everybody's getting into wars, they might want to think about reconditioning that and getting it ready. Mike, it's yours. Go ahead.
K1QAR, this is November. Everyone is perfectly readable except that QRP station, which is an R4x4 here. I also take those. This is so cold more net at a noon time, and evening net is much better because the noise level is lower, and I think that the atmosphere, the ionosphere is also settled down. There is much less QSC. Talking about heating, now that it's getting hot, we have natural gas here. I've always had natural gas. First house it has steam heat. This house it has, of course, hot air. But I know a lot of you out west and north of me have other forms of heating here. And I have my burner checked every year, and the and I asked the HVAC man, is it cost effective to put in a heat pump? And then he says, in our area, because it gets cold, it is not cost effective. So if the price of natural gas doesn't climb up exponentially, that's the most cost effective way to go. But they're talking about having all electric utilities in the future. I don't know if I'll be around when that happens. Anyway, back to deck control. K1QAR, number 2, Mike Sierra.
All right, Mike. Yeah, we burn natural gas here, and I'm happy to see the prices going down by a factor of 3 over the course of the last year or so. Anyway, see if we got anybody who wants to come in for the last minute 73s. Come on in.
Good evening, Ted. W2JWW. Just got home from the garage.
All right, JWW. You get, well, let's see if there's somebody else but before we give it to you. Anybody else wants to check in?
Kilo for Victor, Sugar, Victor.
All right, Bill. Welcome back, and you're still readable. And anybody else? Any relays? JWW, it's yours, and then you can give it to Bill. Over.
Okay, Ted, very good. Yep, I just started checking with you, give you some numbers tonight. And VSV are coming in real good here in upstate New York. I'm near Ithaca, New York, upstate down in Wasco Lake. And everybody's coming in good now. I had a couple projects today going in, and everybody panicked when the first snowflakes came. So I was putting on snow tires and fixing snow plows, and had to make some brackets. This guy lost his brackets to hook up a snow blower, so I made him some out of some 5/8 threaded rod, and it worked out real good. So back to you, Ted. And no, you told me to turn it over to K4VSV. I'll turn it over to Bill. Go ahead, Bill. W2JWW, Moravia, New York. Over.
W2JWW. Is it Randy? Over.
No, it's Mike. W2 Whiskey 2 Juliet Whiskey. Mike.
Mike, all right, Mike. I'm gonna get this all down. I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is. Bill here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. You're all Q5. I've got the headset on, and you can tell I'm not redneck. I was living most of my life up in the state of Maine. I heard the one fellow from Augusta area. I used to live in, my last town I lived in was Brewer. And before that I was up in the county in Ashland and Fort Kent. I'm retired forester, and I'm only 90 years young. So I keep it short, and I think it's K1QAR, I'm not sure. And what's your name? The net control. Go ahead, please.
All right, Bill. K4VSVN, short and sweet. Now, we got any other last-minute ones before we see who's left for a 73 round? Come on in.
WB2NGX checking in. A little bit late, but I'm here.
All right, we got you. And give me those last 4 again.
Yes, November Golf X-ray.
All right, you get instant service. It's getting late here. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, very good. I didn't catch your name because I just came in and turned the radio on. I'm a little bit late. Call here is WB2NGX. My name's Joe, located in Auburn, New York, home of the 3 W's, Wegmans, Walmart, and Welfare. And not much to add tonight.
Just gonna go out and get some more wood there and maybe fire up the fireplace tonight for a little extra heat. Everybody's sounding pretty good here this evening, and the noise level's pretty low. Go ahead.
All right. We'll get one last call here, see if there's anybody who wants to check in. Come on in. Any relays? All right, well, back up to the top of the list. Who's left? This will be the 73 round, I guess. W2RJO. Go ahead.
W2RJO. This is W2LB. Okay, very good. Very good, John. Yeah, thank you. I was the one that was questioning your Beverage antennas. And, I don't have that much room to put up 700 feet. I did put a Beverage on the ground. It was about 240 foot long. It didn't perform very well, though. So I sort of abandoned it. Okay. Let's see. And good evening to Mike and Bill and Joe. Mike, wow, you're banging in here. 25/9 JWW. And Bill, K4VSV. You're up there at 5.9 like you were when I talked before the net. And our net control is the station you chatted with earlier, and I think you had his call marked down as K1QF, and it was K1QAR. Didn't get a chance to get that corrected for you. Okay, with that, I'll say 7-3, everyone. Good hearing everybody on here tonight. Catch you next time around. N2JEB in the group, W2LB.
All right. Jim's gone, so Lou, it's yours.
Okay. Good afternoon or good evening to Mike, Bill, and Joe. Nice to hear you, Bill. I heard you earlier when you were checked in earlier. Nice signal from South Carolina. Mike, sounds good as usual. Joe, sounds good. Good signal out from Auburn. Okay, I'll keep it short and sweet here. We are moving right along. I'll say goodnight to everybody, 73. And moving on to Mr. Bruce, WLJB, M2XSG.
Yeah, WL7B, Whiskey Lima 7 Bravo. Yeah, 73s, guys. Have a good night and get them wood stoves and fireplaces and pellet stoves cranking, because it's supposed to be a little chilly tonight, they said. I didn't watch the news tonight, but maybe I'll go up in a little bit and watch the tail end of it. And I finished the shock mount. It looks pretty good. All right. So, a little tricky to put that thing back together again. It loops in and out, and oh, man. But we got it. That's good. Let's see if this microphone works. 73s, guys. Over to you, Ted. K1QAR. I guess it goes to you. WL7B. 73s.
It goes to Rich. Oscar Fox, it's yours.
Okay, thanks, Ted. Very good. Well, I'm going to move it right along. Just say, keep it short and sweet. Good evening, everyone. Lou, good to hear you again. And, of course, Larry, Jim, the whole gang. Everyone's coming in. Didn't miss anyone tonight. Good signals. 7-3 from Connecticut, and I'll kick it back up to Kittery, K1RID. Go ahead, Ed, K1OF. 7-3's all.
Okay, very good. Great to hear everybody, and I'll be looking to check in again. Hope you all have a good, warm night, and I'll send you my 7-3s considering this is K1RID.
All right, Don, you're on.
Okay, K1QAR, WB1GGL in the group. I'll say 7-3s also. And I'll maybe hope to catch you guys tomorrow night on the air here with any luck. So 7-3s, and back to you, Ted. K1QAR, WB1GGL.
Mike, take the mic.
You talking to me, Ted?
73 to all, and I got the bidder bell, so hopefully I can join in tomorrow. K1QAR in the group, November 2, Mike Sierra Clear.
All right, JWW.
Okay, Ted. 7-3 to all. And the fella in Poland, New York there, I remembered the guy who owned the pit there about 10 minutes after I talked to you. His name was Ed Wild, W-I-L-D-E. Ed Wild. He owned special aggregates up there in Poland, New York, when it all came into Rochester for the tunnel. And let's see, there was one other comment I wanted to make. Oh, yeah, the fellow down in Fort Mill. I'll be down in Kannapolis in another couple weeks or so. And I'll be hearing you real good from Kannapolis. I'm north of Charlotte, you're south of Charlotte, just a little bit. So, 7-3s to all. And thanks, Dad, for doing the net. Beautiful job. A lot of stations in here tonight. W2JWW. Clear. Good evening.
It's not as bad as herding cats. And over to Stone. What the heck is the name of that place, Bill? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's close. Mike had it pretty close. It's the next town south, so not Fort Mill, it's Rock Hill. Romeo Oscar Charlie, Kilo, Hotel India, Lima, Rock Hill, South Carolina. I can copy everybody. I'm scribbling down everybody's call here. And I guess Mike is the fellow that's coming down this way. Well, we got some nice weather waiting for you. Thanks for letting me into the net, and I'll check in occasionally. Wish you all a good evening. Stay warm. We just have about 69 here in clear skies. And turn it up to Ted. Kilo 1. Quebec Alpha Romeo, here in New Bedford. Go ahead, Ted.
All right, Bill. Man, with temperatures like that, watch out you don't get hit in the head with the coconuts. And Joe, you get to tie the ribbons on the whole affair there, NGX. It's yours.
Yeah, okay, thanks very much. A couple of you guys here were in my noise level on the return there. WB2NGX here in Auburn. Nice to hear everybody, Lou. Didn't know you were in there because I got in here kind of late, so nice to hear you too. And Larry and a couple other guys. Mike, you're sounding good. Call me on the repeater later there tonight if you get a chance. And I'm going to have another cup of coffee, and I'm going to go out and bring in some more firewood there in case it rains tomorrow. I want to make sure I got some dry stuff on the back porch. And with that, since I'm wrapping it up here, I will say good evening to everyone. Another good net here, lots of check-ins, and went pretty good. 7-3s, WB2NGX.
Check-in.
Go ahead and check in.
Hey, wow, this is W2GIO, Whiskey 2, Golf India Oscar Mobile in Poughkeepsie, New York. Over.
Oh, nice signal there. You get instant service. Go ahead.
Hey, I like that. Name is Frank, and hey, we just came out of the Habitat Restore over here in Poughkeepsie, picking up some goodies for Operation Christmas. So, anyhow, I figured I better check in. You never know when you're gonna. I'm just getting on this 60-meter band here, so I'm running a G90 Zigo in a car in a Hustler Good old Hustler, Electronics Hustler on the back of the Prius here. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, my Hustler, I remember I had one of those on 75 and 40, and the steam would come off of the coil when of course I was running an amplifier in the car. Anyway, 73s, I'll stand by just in case there's any last-minute check-ins. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for picking me up. 73, WTGIO Mobile.
We'll get you to maybe tomorrow, because we're here every day.
Roger, roger.
Any last-minute check-ins? Any relays? Net is closed. K1QAR for license preservation.
Yep, good job, Ted. That's the mobile station. You're coming in good up here in Moravia, New York, sir.
I appreciate you. You're doing a pretty good